What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Thursday, September 25th, 2014, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can also listen to the Entertainment Report with Ray Mello on iHeartRadio. Just go to search and type in the Entertainment Report, and it will take you to the page of the podcast show and previous episodes. The search for the female lead on HBO's second season of True Detective has zeroed in on actress Rachel McAdams, who is now in talks to take the female lead role opposite Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn. As the Wrap previously reported, McAdams has been a front-runner for several weeks to play the part of Annie Beezerite, a tough, no-nonsense Monterey sheriff whose troubled upbringing has driven her to gambling and alcohol. Other actresses in the mix for the role included Britt Marling, Rosario Dawson, Jessica Biel, Third star Jamie Alexander, and Game of Thrones alum Ona Chaplin. Farrell and Vaughn were officially confirmed for two of the lead roles on Tuesday. Taylor Kitsch has been previously rumored for the third lead role and is expected to close his deal as well. Justin Lin also has been set to direct at least the first two episodes of True Detective's second season. Charlo Greene, the news reporter from Alaska who became an internet sensation after quitting during a live broadcast, lit up a joint Thursday during an on-camera interview. Greene told HuffPost Live, "I'll spark up right now. It is what it is. I'm in the privacy of my own home. I can spark up." Greene resigned from her KTVA job during a report on her own medical marijuana organization, the Alaska Cannabis Club. "Fuck it, I quit," she said before abruptly walking off stage. When asking about her quitting, which inevitably went viral, she admitted she had been planning it for months. Greene says the F-bomb was off the cut, but everything else was kind of strategically planned. Why I did it was just to bring attention to our current unfair, unjust, racist, discriminatory marijuana laws. Greene is on a mission to pass a ballot initiative titled Regulated Marijuana Like Alcohol in Alaska, and she has raised over $10,000 for the cause through an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. When asked if she thought she acted unethically, Greene admitted, "It's true." She said, "I have a journalism degree. I know in journalism there's a line that you're not supposed to cross, and the minute I bought my business license on April 20th of this year, I shouldn't have reported on any marijuana stores. But if I had gone to my boss and said, 'Hey, I bought this company,' I would have been fired, period. I wasn't ready for that to happen." Despite being fired from Shonda Rhimes' scandal, Columbus Short hosted a viewing party for the season 4 premiere. Short was booted from the ABC show in April after he faced 2 battery charges, including one for domestic violence. He posted a flyer for the party held at the Boogaloo Lounge in Atlanta and live tweeted the event throughout the evening on Thursday. The party was sponsored in part by local radio station B103, which is one of the places Short had been doing damage control. Short was charged in February with misdemeanor spousal abuse. His wife, Tanny McCall, later filed for divorce. Just a few weeks later, Short was arrested for a felony battery charge after a fight in a restaurant. Last month in Los Angeles, he pleaded no contest in the domestic violence case, but later had a change of heart and plans to appeal. Short blames TMZ for, quote, being the judge and jury and the executioner of his career. He told Dish Network, "I feel like Harry Levin got the proverbial hard on for me or something because he was attacking me for no reason. TMZ is making all that money, but it's blood money to me. I really believe that because you're destroying people's family." Short isn't resting on his laurels, and he clearly is not ready to let go of his 3 seasons as a gladiator for Kerry Washington on Scandal. Aside from the viewing party, he also released a new single via iTunes entitled Gladiator on Friday. Twitter reactions to Short's viewing party was hilarious, and the actor wasn't shy about retweeting some of the most unflattering messages. He seemed to enjoy the broadcast as well, even as it bid farewell to his character. Kim Kardashian was tackled and almost knocked to the ground in an alarming assault during a Paris Fashion Week event. Kim, Kanye West, and Kris Jenner arrived at a fashion show Thursday, and several hundred people, including a gag of paparazzis, were squeezed into watching them arrive. As Kim got out of the car, a guy lounged at her, tackling her legs, and tried to pull her to the ground. The security jumped in, subdued the guy, and then quickly escorted Kim and Kris into the building. TMZ has learned the attacker may be Vitaly Zaduke, the Ukrainian prankster who did the same thing to Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Will Smith. According to his rep, Zaduke is taking credit for lounging at Kim. He wasn't arrested on the scene, but sources close to the Kardashians said the paparazzi actually turned on Zaduke and held him down while Kim was whisked away. Model Amber Rose took to Twitter Thursday morning and addressed all the cheating rumors, writing, "Please stop with the fake stories. I would never, ever, ever cheat on my husband in a million years. I think you guys know this. Unfortunately, my now ex-husband can't say the same." Amber Rose has filed for divorce from Wiz Khalifa, the rapper, because she's convinced he's been a serial cheater for months, making lame excuses that just don't hold water. TMZ broke the story. Amber filed legal documents Wednesday, and it's a bitter breakup, with each accusing the other of cheating. Sources connected with Amber told TMZ since the beginning of Wiz's tour in July, she strongly suspected he was stepping out. Amber's telling friends she wanted to join Wiz on the tour, but he came up with a panoply of excuses, the most frequent of which he would stay home with their one-year-old. She also says he tried to show dominance by telling her he's the breadwinner and he needed to be left alone to make money, and she needed to stay home. TMZ understands that doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's what she said. As reported, Wiz believed it was Amber who was cheating, courtesy of Nick Cannon, and she's throwing up allegations against him as a cover-up for his own misdeeds. And Wiz has complained privately. Amber is one big nag. Thicke and Pharrell Willams just filed new court documents in their fight to prove the song Blurred Lines is not a ripoff of Marvin Gaye's dance classic Got to Give It Up, pointing out several differences between notes in the songs and also backing up the bust over LVB. In the documents, they admitted Blurred started out with repeated notes just like Marvin's song does, but also like Beethoven does in his famous Fifth Symphony, all together now. Da-da-da-dum. Their point, musicians have been using repeated tones since the dawn of time, or at least since 200 years ago when Beethoven was doing his thing. They also say Blurred is more similar to the 60s songs Working in a Coal Mine than it is to Got to Give It Up. The Situation won't be celebrating his release from jail with a beer or a glass of wine. A federal judge has ordered him to lay off booze and drugs as a condition of his release. TMZ broke the story. Mike, The Situation Sorrentino, and his brother were indicted for tax fraud Wednesday morning and turned themselves in to federal authorities in New Jersey. Mike has since been released on $250,000 bond. TMZ has learned he will also be subject to random drug testing and is prohibited from drinking any alcohol pending his trial. Mike's attorney says the sobriety condition was put in place because Mike went to rehab back in 2012 for pain pills. Stitch claims he's been clean since rehab anyways, so it shouldn't be an issue. He also has to surrender his passport and can't leave New York or New Jersey without permission. Female MC Rah Digga isn't a big fan of Australian rapper Iggy Azalea. The former Flipmode Squad member recently spoke with This Is 50 about the current state of the rap game, and she let it be known that she doesn't like her music. She said, "Iggy Azalea, I can't really get into her because it's just not real to me. There's a white girl from Australia that spits in an Australian accent, and her name is Chelsea Jane. That I can get into. Teach me Australian hip-hop culture. Don't come to America and try to convince me that you're a gangster, boo. We're not going to believe you if you try to convince us that you're out here trap shooting." Digga explained how she felt where Nicki Minaj was coming from when she gave her infamous shady speech at the 2014 BET Awards. Digga said, "That's the problem. There's too many passes being given. When did it become wrong to call out people that don't write their own rhymes? When did that become a crime in hip-hop?" The rapper went on to add that she doesn't consider Iggy hip-hop. She claims that, quote, "Hip-hop is representative to this, to inform and empower inner-city youth. I'm fine with anybody's race, creed, or color participating, but don't ever forget what it was created for in the first place." Former Microsoft CEO and new Los Angeles Clipper owner Steve Ballmer proves he's still extremely loyal to his old company Thursday when he revealed in an interview that the NBA team will probably have to get rid of its iPads. Ballmer told Reuters most of the Clippers are on Windows, some of the players and coaches are not. He also added that Clippers coach Doc Rivers knows that's a project. Exactly how far the Apple sentiment extends, we don't know yet, but it's not likely that Clippers stars such as Chris Paul or Blake Griffin will have to turn in their iPhones anytime soon. If the Clippers coaching staff uses iPads on the sidelines to look at replays and strategize, however, they could well be an endangered species set to be replaced by Microsoft Surface tablets, which Ballmer introduced towards the end of his tenure at Microsoft. Ballmer is such a loyalist, according to Reuters, that he's banned his family from using iPhones. The NBA isn't the only sport battleground in the war between iPads and Surface tablets. Microsoft struck a multi-year deal with the NFL this season, one that provides all teams with Surfaces at an estimate of $400 million. But that didn't stop football announcers from calling the device iPads every time they popped up on camera, as the LA Times pointed out. So that kind of commentary mistake happened during a Clippers game in the new Surface era. Don't be surprised to see Ballmer turn his ear on ESPN. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Bob Seger and his Silver Bullet Band will play 20 U.S. markets starting this fall. The veteran rocker, who will release his new album Ride Out October 14th, will begin the Ride Out tour November 18th at Saginaw, Michigan, and end February 27th in Los Angeles. J. Gal's band will appear as support in selection markets. Tickets for the tour's first leg will go on sale October 4th, with fan club members having the opportunity to buy tickets October 1st. Ride Out, Seger's first new album since 2006, includes covers of John Hyatt's Detroit Made, Steve Earle's The Devil's Right Hand, and California Stars, which features lyrics by Woody Guthrie and music by Wilco's Jeff Tweedy and Jay Bennett. Actor-director Alex Winter, a.k.a. Bill S. Preston Esquire himself, has revealed a whole heap of bodacious new details about the upcoming Bill and Ted 3. Winter and co-star Keanu Reeves will return for the follow-up, which has already been 23 years in the making after 1981's Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. The filmmaker was discussing his first acting role in a long time as a shady assistant in crafty thriller Grand Piano, but we couldn't help but ask him about the state of the fan-favorite franchise. Winter said, "Bill and Ted will be 40-something. It's all about Bill and Ted growing up or not growing up. It's really sweet and really fucking funny. But it's a Bill and Ted movie. That's what it is. It's for the fans of Bill and Ted. It fits with neatly in the series. It's not going to feel like a robot. The conceit is really funny. What if you're middle-aged, haven't really grown up, and you're supposed to have to save the world, and maybe, just maybe, you kind of haven't." He also went to add, "There are many versions of ourselves in this movie. What happens to these guys? They're supposed to have done all this stuff. They weren't the brightest bulbs on the tree. What happened 20 years later?" To answer that question, the comedic way felt rich with possibility. But fans expecting something to see in the near future had better prepare for disappointment. He explains, "The thing we had going against us is that word got out. That was kind of a bummer. It just takes a long time to put a movie together. Now we're having to build this thing in public, which is fine. I feel bad the fans have to get dragged through this long, boring, protracted process. Above all, it's good to hear that the members of the Wild Stallions are still good mates on off screen." Winter said, "Me and Keanu and original writers Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon are very close and have remained close over the years. We'd be having dinner and we like, is there a point? Is there a way in? We kick an idea around and go, no, and we would leave it alone for a bunch of years. I guess about 4 years ago, we had an idea together that we thought was pretty great. I think it will be because so much time has gone by that it was great." And that is your entertainment report for Thursday, September 25th, 2014. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can listen to this episode and all previous episodes of The Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio. On our page, just search for The Entertainment Report, and it will take you to our page. You can listen to this episode or any past episodes that we've done for the show. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.